Planet Philly. Planet Philly. What's going on, guys? How we all doing? Okay, for those of you that are new to this channel, first of all, my name is Jason Joseph. Okay, you can follow me on Play by Play with JJ. You can follow me here on Planet Philly along with Nick Earnshaw and Jen McGraw and all these fantastic people that do this show with me. I had to come on here, and there's definitely some things that I got to vent about. But I want us, right before we go on this journey, okay, I want us to fasten our seatbelts. And I want us to literally just take in everything that we're about to explore. This is going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a wild ride. And I got to be honest with you, I got to pick my parents up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. But little do they know that I'm going to Planet Philly right now. And then I'll be coming back. Because this is where I got to be. I got to be right here. I got to be on this planet. And I got to be here for a little bit of time to just soak in all the exciting action that's been going on in Planet Philly when it comes to these sports, man. So, where do we begin? We shall begin with fastening our seatbelts, getting on the planet, or about ready to take off for the planet, I should say, and just enjoying this ride. Whew. Here we go. All right. So as we're ready for takeoff, all right, I know that some of you guys are listening on audio platforms, right? Sunday night was an interesting night. And these were some things that you're about to hear that I heard on Sunday night. And I just want to get you a feeling of the type of environment we're about to head into as we go to Planet Philly. So without further ado, let's take off and let's enjoy this ride. This is what they were chanting for Jalen Hurts, because he was an MVP on Sunday. He was spectacular. And the fans, they were going nuts. They were going absolutely bonkers as the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Just embrace this really quickly. That's the type of environment that we're going into with Planet Philly. As we take the ground now, and as we observe everything that you just heard right here on Planet Philly. Next Sunday, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's just talk about some of those sound effects, right? Let's talk about some of those sounds, because some of them really just captured the big moment as to what happened this past Sunday. Jalen didn't have his best game. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm not here to tell you that he had his best game by any means. But he played good enough to help the Eagles beat the San Francisco 49ers. And we as Planet Philadelphians, have to just accept the fact that sometimes Jalen is going to be human. But sometimes there's other elements to this team that are going to do really, really well. Jalen didn't throw the ball perfectly. He still ran the ball very well. His offensive line was spectacular. They were unbelievable. They played out of this world. And yet, people still want to criticize this Eagles team. Now, as we come over here and as we land, I want you to live in this moment. I want you to be like those people chanting MVP. I want you to be like those people that were singing the Zombie Nation song. And I want you to just take all of that in. It feels great to have a team that's going to the Super Bowl, man. It just does. This is the time to be alive on planet Philly. I was there. Okay, I was there when I saw Reese Hoskins hit a home run at Citizens Bank Park in the National League Championship Series against the San Diego Padres when they were down 4-0 in the first inning. I felt like I was watching a movie. I was getting unsettled. I couldn't sit still. I was getting a little bit nervous. And all of a sudden, Schwarber comes up, gets on base, and Reese Hoskins, boom! Boom! Within the blink of an eye, the stadium just erupted. And if it weren't for the Phillies' highs, I'm going to be honest with you right now, I don't know if I feel the same way about the Eagles. And it's no disrespect to the Eagles, because the Eagles have been phenomenal this year. They've been outstanding, as I continue to say. That is the word. They've been outstanding. But what that Phillies team did to set this whole thing up for the Eagles, it wasn't just the Phillies. It was also the Union, too. They made it to the World Series. The Union made it to the Cup. The Eagles. It just feels so weird to say. Say it with me, okay? Say this with me. The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. They're going to the Super Bowl. They're going back. What a time to be alive, man. I know that they were just there not too long ago, but this is a different era of Eagles football. We have to understand that. And the fact that there's unfinished business here in Philadelphia makes this whole thing that much sweeter. It truly does. But how did they get to winning the NFC Championship game? So let's dissect that a little bit. Okay? Let's look at the floor. Let's look at the land, I should say. And let's understand what happened right in front on the Eagles battlefield. It wasn't just about the air game. Okay, there wasn't really a lot of planes going by. It was really just about everything that was happening on the ground. Okay, they took the war to the trenches. Literally, they used trench warfare, this team, to bully the 49ers offensive line. And that ultimately got Brock Purdy hurt. Can't sugarcoat it. Nobody's fault. The Eagles line just did that to you. That's what happened. Would it have been nice to see Brock Purdy healthy? Sure. Why not? That's what everybody really wanted. But that's not how it rolled out. And you know what? It wasn't because he did it to himself. It was because the Eagles did that. It was because the Eagles are just that good on both sides of the ball. Their front seven, outstanding. Their offensive line, unbelievable. I knew. I'm not here to tell you I told you so. Okay, I'm not here to tell you I told you so. But I knew that coming into this game that the Eagles were going to be such a force in those trenches, and it just showed. It was no disrespect to the 49ers because the Niners have a very good team, and there's a reason why they made it to the NFC Championship game. With that being said, the Eagles, they utilized all their firepower. They flexed it all. They showed you, and they showed me, that this team is the real deal. Forget about everything I said about the defensive coordinator. My bad, bro. In JG. It's funny because we have, or over the years, we've had some controversial people that are on this team still, that are going to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts being one of them. How many people were upset that the Eagles took Jalen when they did? How many people were so upset with Howie Roseman a couple of years ago? How many people really were confused about Nick Sirianni? And how many people wanted Jonathan Gannon fired, even up until the middle of the season? I got to raise my hand for all those. And yet, this is the best circumstance that we, as citizens of Planet Philly, could ever ask for. And the fact that Valentine's Day is not too far away, it's just a time to just spread the love, man. The brotherly love. You got to spread it. You got to spread that joy. I'm going to quote Jen McGraw here. Now, I know that she has evidence of this, but our very own Jen McGraw is the best. And she told me and Nick the other day that science does prove that when your team or your city for sports is doing really well, that your mental health is in a good spot, in a positive spot. And there's a lot of happy emotions and feelings and tensions that are going on throughout every single organ of your body. And for the next week, for the next couple of weeks, I want us, as we come on Planet Philly every single time, I want us to literally, just feel every single ounce of positivity and embrace all of that because it never comes in Philadelphia, especially during this time of year. Even when the Eagles had the Super Bowl run in 2017-18, people were still nervous. I mean, I know that, and obviously there's some jitters, okay, but so many people have that much confidence in this team. We've heard best team in their franchise history. I argue that that's true. And we just need to be so happy. And we need to just embrace all of the emotions, all of the all the screaming, all the enthusiasm, all of the people that are just getting riled up, all the high fives, all the hugs, and all of that stuff, man. Because that's what the time of year is all about. That's what this time of year is all about. It's about spreading the love and being in such a good mood. I don't know, man. But something really feels different. When I leave the house and I go to work, I see Eagles gear. I'll be going to Wawa sometimes, and I still see people wearing Phillies hats. I still see people wearing their Eagles jerseys. I even saw a Flyers jersey the other day. And you know why? It's because this city is on fire right now. This whole planet is about to get on fire. Okay, we don't grease poles here on the planets. I just want to clarify that. Okay, we're not greasing any poles on planet Philly. Maybe in the city. Okay, that's fine. But like, get on top of poles on planet Philly. Okay, because planet Philly, this is where all the excitement is. This is where all the enthusiasm is, my guy, my girl, my people. It's just a time to be happy. And so, look, I wanted to come on here and just spread the love because regardless of what you thought about that game, we're going back. We're playing Andy Reid. We're playing Jason Kelsey. We're playing Patrick Mahomes. We're going to the Super Bowl. I'm trying not to get choked up here, but that's what emotions do. And I just want to focus on that positivity side. But going back really quickly to the game itself, okay? Obviously, we have naysayers. We have people that are going to be still doubting us, even in the Super Bowl. At this point, all we got to do is just win. We got to take home that Lombardi trophy. It's sitting right on a pedestal for us, and we just got to take it. And once we take it, the parade on Broad Street, that's going to be cool. I don't know if anything will ever top the Jason Kelsey speech from the last Super Bowl. But when the Eagles do get that chance and Jalen's speaking, we got to all be there. And we got to hug one another. And we got to scream and cry and be happy. Because that does not come around Planet Philly that whole much. Once in an eon. So, that's what I got to say about this team. They played very well on Sunday. And the quarterback wasn't even up to his best, didn't even have his best game by any means. He still played really well. And he did what he had to do. Did he miss a couple of throws? Yeah, he did. Nobody's perfect. But I got to tell you, that defense, led by the defensive coordinator and Hassan Reddick, Mahomes is going to have a hard time dealing with that. He is. So they were outstanding. And that was the main reason why they won. And also because Sirianni outcoached Kyle Shanahan. That's just the truth. We tell you nothing but the truth on here. And that's exactly what happened. That's all that has to be said. They won this game. They not only won this game, they mollywopped I know I like to use that word a lot on here, but it's so true. They mollywopped the San Francisco 49ers. And they proved to you that they can beat anybody in the league. I don't care what people say about the schedule. I don't care what people say about, the amount of talent that they really haven't faced. Let's actually think to ourselves, how many teams are as good as the Eagles? Not many. Dallas is not on their level. The 49ers are a good team, but they're not on their level. So if you say 3 to 4 teams, that leaves 28 or 27 of those teams out. They're just that good. And that's all I got to say about that. So we have a couple more minutes on here. Okay? And as we are embracing what the Eagles are doing for this planet, let's also just bring up the fact really quickly that we have another star who showed a whole lot on Saturday. Monday, he still played really well, but the team just had they had a little bit of a layover from the Eagles game because they were celebrating. But that Saturday afternoon game, that was arguably the best game that big man has had in his whole entire 76ers career on the court. He did everything that you could ask for, if not better, than Hakeem Olajuwon, who he was always compared to. And that is Joel, the process, Embiid. He showed the 2-time MVP who the real MVP is in this NBA. He showed you everything that he could do. He put everything, every single thing on full display. And that was incredible to watch. Should I mention the step back 3-pointer that he hit to put the Sixers up by 8 with about 34 seconds left? Or even before that, a block on Jamal Murray, and then he pulls up from 3 on the other end, and he makes that shot. He had a couple of Euro steps, a Dirk Nowitzki 1-foot shot that he's continued to master. Unbelievable. And I had to bring that up too, because he's been spectacular, and he's also been out of this world. He is one of the main stars in Philadelphia, and that Eagles momentum is carrying with all the rest of these other teams. Even the Phillies have continued to make more moves that, put them even more on top compared to where they were last year. And we'll talk more about that later in the week. Today was all about the Eagles, but I wanted you to get a feel of just the pure joy and the pure happiness that you, as citizens of Planet Philly, need to just let yourselves take in and digest. Because this type of moment doesn't come around that often. It truly doesn't. And we as a family, we as a community, need to just soak it all in and bathe in it for the rest of our lives. And with that, that's going to wrap things up here. My name is Jason Joseph, and I will catch you all on Thursday night at 8:15 p.m. as I'll be back on here for another episode of Planet Philly. Thank you all so much. Y'all are the best. I love you guys so much. Feel free to follow Planet Philly on all the socials, including Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. All the socials are listed down below in the podcast as well. And I will catch you all on the next one.